Built in 1965, this house has been home to many Arizona State students and plenty of legendary parties over the years. It was even home to the current landlord when he was in college way back when. For the 2019 to 2020 school year, 4 of my friends and I decided to rent out the home. That's me in the middle. Since moving in, the 5 of us have slowly learned bit by bit about 2 extremely interesting and mysterious former tenants of the house. 2 men who were, and as we found out still are, nicknamed Mermen and Hizzo. Here's how we found them and what happened when we did.
Hi, my name is Brendan Stewart.
I'm Andrew Rodriguez. Hi, my name is Thomas Andrews. My name is Chris Bivey, and I live in the house.
Alright, Andrew, tell me the story of how you found out about Mermen and Hizzo.
When we first toured the house in the spring, I walked over, I saw the inscriptions in the concrete, and I thought, that's pretty neat. We ought to get this house.
When we moved in, Andrew called me over, and he showed me on the concrete where they had carved their names in 2002.
Andrew and Chris weren't kidding when they said there were inscriptions in the concrete. They were hard to miss when we moved in, and it struck us that anyone named Mermen or Hizzo who made sure that all future tenants would remember them anytime they wanted to go for a swim must be pretty cool and memorable guys. So what do you think Mermen and Hizzo were like? What do you think they did?
Names like Mermen and Hizzo, I'd have to imagine they threw their fair share of parties. Probably ran this neighborhood back in the day.
I kind of picture Mermen as like some sort of a weird male mermaid.
Yeah.
Kind of swam in the pool, you know?
Yeah.
Hizzo, I don't really know much about him. I feel like he's just kind of there.
My investigation into the identities of Mermen and Hizzo got off to a bit of a rocky start when our landlord, Mike, who we had previously known to be a bit of a Debbie Downer, turned down my request to learn the identities of the tenants who occupied the house in 2002 because of privacy reasons. Understandable, but nonetheless disappointing. However, thanks to Chris's 2020 vision, we quickly gained some key evidence in our investigation. So Chris, I heard you found an artifact of Mermen and Hizzo's history. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Can you show it to the camera?
Yeah, today I was cleaning out the attic and I found this picture.
Mermen and Hizzo. What's the date on there?
November 15th, 1999.
That's almost 20 years old. Wow. After learning of the existence of the photo, it felt like all my luck was starting to go down the drain as I really couldn't get any other leads. It felt like Andrew's doubts were all starting to come true and the documentary was beginning to unravel. I was ready to give up. Lucky for me, I got a break in the case when I was interviewing Brendan about Mermen and Hizzo one day and saw through my camera someone peeking over our back wall. When I went to see who it was, I was met with a pleasant surprise. Mermen in the flesh. Fortunately, Mermen was more than happy to talk to me about the film. He explained to me that over the past several days he had noticed me filming the exterior shots and had heard the names Mermen and Hizzo mentioned by us while outside more than a few times. Obviously, I was interested as to why he was there in the first place. So, Mermen, what happened? How'd you end up here?
Well, my wife kicked me out a few years ago. She got everything in the divorce. I was trying to think of places I could stay that feel the most like home, and I thought of the house. Obviously, Mike had rented it to other tenants, so I figured if I can't be in the house, why not be as close as I possibly can?
So tell me, is there a Hizzo? And so, where is he?
Hizzo. He sort of just runs around the neighborhood. You'll see him eventually.
Not only did I eventually track down Hizzo, but I got to show my housemates that trying to find Mermen and Hizzo wasn't a big waste of time. So Hizzo, a Mermen tells me that you like to run around a little. Is that true?
Yeah, I run around the neighborhood and it keeps me in shape without having to pay for a gym membership, so I'm not usually around the house. I'm usually just only there to sleep at night.
I decided that it might be a fun idea to invite Mermen and Hizzo into the house for a bit just to show them what it looks like on the inside today. So I was thinking, how about for old time's sake, guys, I could take you for a little tour of what the house is like today and just go inside and have some fun. It's safe to say that the 2 of them were more than excited about this opportunity.
You're back, baby, let's go!
After showing them around a bit, I decided to ask them a bit more about their experiences with the house and at ASU.
Yeah, so we both took 5th years when we went here. We freshmen, the second half of '98, graduated in winter of '02. And then we ended up subletting the house to these guys named Jeff and Craig. They kind of sucked. They never even let us visit or anything.
Anyway, we decided that since this house was essentially our college experience, that we would come back.
I then asked Hizzo to reveal a bit more about his background and how he ended up in the alley. But tell me, how'd you end up at this point in your life?
So I graduated from ACU in 2002 with a degree in philosophy, but I couldn't really find a job, so I had to move back in with my parents in Scottsdale. And I've just been kind of waiting for Mermen to give me a call. And he did in 2017, and we've been living in the alley ever since.
Things began to get a bit uncomfortable in the house when Mermen and Hizzo wouldn't leave and go back to the alley. It got even weirder when they began using our facilities and wearing some of our clothes. The first such instance was when Mermen walked into the living room one day wearing Brendan's sneakers.
Hey, are those my shoes?
No.
But what really was the final straw was when Thomas found one of their toothbrushes in his bathroom. We knew we couldn't just let this happen and decided something needed to be done, and soon.
Whose toothbrush is this?
So guys, Thomas found this toothbrush yesterday in his bathroom. I was wondering, do either of you guys know whose it is?
I've never seen that before in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
After it becoming increasingly obvious that they were lying to us, we decided that Mermen and Hizzo had to go. So guys, it's come to all of our attentions that you both have been getting way too comfortable in the house. I originally just invited you two in for a few minutes to take a look around, and it feels like you took advantage of my kindness. I'm gonna need to ask you two to leave and not come back, or we'll be forced to call the cops, or even worse, Michael.
Come on, man. You can't do this to us. This is our house. I'll do anything.
There's no chance we can stay?
Sorry guys, but we can't have this going on. It's really creeping us out. I suppose ultimately, when a period of your life ends, you don't want to move on most of the time. But Mermen and Hizzo have served as prime examples that sometimes the best thing to do is to just accept things are over and leave. Our tracking down of Mermen and Hizzo may not have panned out the way we had originally imagined, but at least we can go to bed knowing we've tried our best.
No chance we can stay. We'll do anything.
No, you guys gotta leave. Go. We may have banished Mermen and Hizzo from the property, but their presence was still very much felt.